Welcome to News Geelong and a night at the harness racing. But not just any harness racing, this is the Geelong Harness Racing Cup out at our beloved Beckley Park, just outside our great city of Geelong. And Rollo is holding the APCO Easy Shops Golden Geelong Pacing Cup that'll be raced for tonight. And believe me, it is worth its weight in proverbial gold. A magnificent trophy, and it'll be a magnificent race. So stay with us as we present a night at the harness racing at our Beckley Park here in our city of Greater Geelong. We're up in the VIP lounge where people are enjoying a beautiful meal and have got a magnificent view over the Beckley Park racing course. And joining me is a man who spent many times down here giving out tips, and successful ones at that, back in the world of harness racing. John Donne. How are you, John?
Very well on this big night, Rollo. Good to see you and Noel here on the biggest night of the year here at Beckley Park.
Doesn't bring back great memories, like I go back to one of my outstanding memories here was 81 when the great Gamelite won.
Yeah, look, there's been some magnificent cup winners over the years, and probably none better than Gamelite, of course, who was a dual Inter-Dominion champion, and he was one of the great pacers we've ever seen, Gamelite, but it's a good horses race, and tonight will be no exception.
Now, viewers, John, hold the finger up, please. There it is, the evidence. Now the explanation.
The explanation is I broke it playing cricket because we wanted to play the Masters games. The Gordon Dream team, of course, I broke it a week ago. Never got to play the Masters games, which is probably the reason why the Gordon Dream team subsequently won the gold medal yesterday in the Masters games.
Ably led by the one and only Alf Clark and Ross Elmer. So.
Oh, yeah, very much so. The two veterans, they starred. I think Alf went out once for the week, but Elf and Ross played a very big part in the win the 2 old stages.
Great to see a terrific crowd turn out in such a wonderful night, not only in here in the Members Lounge, but also all throughout this magnificent pavilion and also outside in the grounds.
Yeah, look, it's a beautiful night for the Cup tonight, for the APCO Easy Shops Geelong Cup. And I know when I was a fraction late getting here this evening, although the car park is packed, and it looks set for a bumper crowd for the big night.
John Donne, the man who gives out all the tips to the members up here in the Members Lounge of the Beckley Park Harness Racing Club. It's Geelong Cup night. He's from Middlesbrough. He used to race pigeons, and now he's at the harness racing at Beckley Park. It's a very warm welcome to our own Arthur Binns. How are you, Arthur?
Oh, good, Graham. Yourself?
You can't tell from the accent, mate. He's from South Australia.
I don't have an accent, actually.
It's
you that has the accent.
That's an accent, is it?
It's an accent, yeah.
Now, Arthur, you're out here with Des Wirral and a lot of friends that come out from England each year and each summer.
We do, yes. There's a group of us. We get together. I reside over here, of course, but we have friends that come over every summer and spend several months over here, and we get together and have nights out. There's Des and Monica and Grenville and Jean, and I'm sure you know both those couples very well, as I do.
And I tell you what, he's a terror around a snooker table. And there had to be a special act of Parliament to get him a passport to admit him to the country. You're a great Middlesbrough man in the Premier League over in England, and have been for many years.
Of course, since I was 5-6-year-old. I think the first game I went to back there at Old Ayson Park would be in the late 50s when Brian Clough was only a young lad and playing for us. He scored over 400 goals for us in his day. Peacock and Harris and Yeoman, and I was only a youngster of 6, but I've followed them ever since then, which is getting on a few years now, about 45, 46 years. Through good times and bad times, and we've had a lot more bad times than good times, I'll tell you.
Arthur, you've been here for a while, but from your memories of England, do we have harness racing like we do here at Beckley Park, our home in England?
Well, not at the extent as far as I'm aware over there. It's a couple of times during the summer months, they'll on the bigger recreational parks, they'll have a couple of meets. They'll string a course together, and they'll probably have 4 or 5, 6 races to entertain the people, and they usually have a betting ring. But it's not, as far as I'm aware, to the extent that this is. But yes, There are, in some parts, but not on a regular basis, harness racing, yeah. Or as we call them, the trots.
They call them the trots over in England, and they can only be in England. Thanks very much to Arthur Benz. Go Middlesbrough, and in my case, Manchester United. We are the better side. You have a very pleasant evening tonight, Arthur, and thank you for your time.
I certainly will, Graham, and thank you. And Manchester United at the moment are on top, but in time, I don't know how much time, but in time, I'm sure we will prevail.
Coming up tonight, there is going to be a racer versus pacer. Our own Australian and more particularly Geelong champion, Lee Troop, will be taking on Soakiola in a special race. You'll see highlights of that coming up on News Geelong shortly. But joining me is the better half of Lee Troop, Freya.
Yes, that's correct.
And his lovely daughter, or their lovely daughter, who's a little shy tonight. Macy, how are you, Macy?
I'm my dot.
Freya, a good night out, and
yes,
lovely to see you happy and smiling.
Yeah, no, it's really good. We've got some friends coming tonight to watch as well, so we've brought some people that probably wouldn't normally come.
Now, Macy, who's going to win the race out of Dad and the horse?
The flying horse.
Oh, the horse.
The flying horse.
Ooh.
Yeah, the white horse. I'll get a white horse and a flying.
A flying white horse. So very good for Macy. Now, Freya.
Yes.
Big move for the family coming up.
Yep.
I think about, March 13?
Yep.
You and husband Lee and Macy head off for the States.
Yes, we do. It's going to be a big change in our lives, but it'll be a good change.
Do they play netball over there?
I'm not sure. They would have to, but yeah, I might have to start up a little club there or a team as such, a mother's team.
Because viewers, Freya is a top netball player here in Geelong. And Lee, Boston, New York Marathon is
Yes.
his objectives. So, and obviously important part of it is, which we've known from Lee, is a terrific family support. And since you and Lee have got married and Macy's come along,
Yes.
terrific family unit, the F Troop.
Yes, that's it. The F Troop group.
And where we be working out of or living out of in America?
Yeah, a place called Boulder in Colorado, and I won't be working. Lee will be obviously racing, but I'll be probably the main care of Macy while we're away. Have a break from 15 years from working with the NAB, so I need a break.
And enjoying your night out here at the Harness Racing Club
Yes.
of Geelong and the Geelong Pacing Cup.
Yes, definitely. They're looking after us very well, which is nice.
A lady of great renown here in Geelong, yes, in her own right, a top athlete, Freya Troop and Macy. Give us a wave to the camera there. And we will be watching out for Lee Troop, who takes on Soakiola in a very special event. We'll go to a break on News Geelong and be back with more of our harness racing coverage of the Geelong Pacing Cup from Beckley Park.